Hi everyone, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from southern New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Sunday, December the 17th, 2023. Welcome. This is a podcast where I share my adventures in knitting and crocheting and spinning and lots of yarny fun. So if that's your jam, then maybe this is a podcast for you. I always put links to all the patterns and designers that I talk about, as well as makers, in the description box below. There's like a little down arrow that you can click on and you can find all that information there, as well as where you can find me on the internet. I am an Inspired Knitting Podcast on Instagram, where I am most active, and you can also find me on Ravelry as X Country Girl 1986X. And as always, if you wish to reach out to me, you can do so via either Instagram or on email, and I have my email linked down below as well. So yeah, with that whole spiel out of the way, how have you guys been doing? Happy Advent. Advent is in full swing. And I just had a cat push something on the floor. So if you heard something, all is well. Cats are all well. They're just having zoomies at the moment. But anyways, sidebar. Advent is in full swing, and yeah, I'm enjoying mine. And I have been posting, I've missed a couple days, but I've been posting it to my Instagram stories, and oh my gosh, guys, it is just so much fun. So I talked about it last time. I'm doing one with my best friend Ajel, and it is a yarny one, so it's 24 days, but we've got 12 every other day. There's a little mini skein, and we are putting it into a shawl project, which I will share with you in works in progress. So today I have a little bit of chatter that I'm going to start off with. I've got a finished object, two finished objects. I got works in progress, and I don't have stash enhancement. I've been very good, but I did get something sent to me, and I'm going to just touch quickly on one thing. I won't bore you guys because I know some of you guys don't like to see stash enhancements and such, but I'm not going to say your last name, but I have a wonderful viewer subscriber, and she reached out to me and asked me if she could send me something. And she said it wasn't yarn, so I was like, okay, sure, why not? So I received this beautiful, beautiful package, and Nancy, if you're watching, hello, and thank you so very much. She heard me talking about how much I really wanted one of the New Brunswick mugs that Indigo had done. I think it was a couple years ago. So I found the Nova Scotia one at a thrift store, and I have been looking all over for the New Brunswick one. And as Indigo doesn't have these anymore, they had all the provinces in Canada. And I am so, so blessed and happy to receive this gift. When I opened the box, I literally cried. It was the most thoughtful and beautiful gift. So thank you so much, Nancy. I absolutely love my mug. How cute is that? It's got a moose and a little squirrel. It's so beautiful. And I'm just gonna try to turn this without spilling my coffee. It also has the fun, I believe those are the Funday, Bay of Fundy rocks as well. How precious is this mug? It's beautiful. I love it. So thank you so much, Nancy. She also sent me a little something else, which, like I said, I will save that for stash enhancement. So I just wanted to do that off the top. So thank you so much, Nancy. I am enjoying my coffee in it today. This is like my third cup of the day, guys. I'm just having a morning. My allergies have been kicked up really bad, and I'm not sure what's caused it, but yeah, they're super, super bad. So luckily, they've cleared up enough that I can podcast. So fingers crossed that we can do this podcast without me sneezing. So that'll be a plus. So I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee right quick. And doesn't coffee always taste better in a new mug? I love it. Thank you. I love you, Nancy. So what I'm wearing, I guess I'll start off with that. I am wearing my Sassy Advent wrap again. I wore it last podcast, but you guys, I love this wrap so much. I now have all of my knits out. They are organized, and as you can see, I have a bit of a different setup. I reorganized my bedroom, which is where I'm podcasting now, and I acquired a shelf, so I have all my yarn now out of their boxes, and I cannot tell you how wonderful that feels. It is like a Christmas present in itself. So all of my yarn is now unboxed, except for, and I'm not sure if you can see it, there's a box right there that's kind of hidden. That one's got just the tiniest bit of yarn in it, but it also has my lingering whips, so they're still in hiding. Eventually I'm gonna have, I wanna put rings up, probably here where my sock blocker is, but like coat hanger type things to put up all my project bags. Or I might just, I just might modify my pegboard, since I think I would like to use this as my background for my podcasting from now on. I might modify it to put my project bags, but for now they're still in hiding, and I'm not going to complain. If I don't see them, they don't exist, right? Right? So anyways, I'm super excited about that. I have all my yarn out now, and it just feels really good. Yeah, it just feels super good. So yesterday was a super busy day. I got all that organized, so I didn't really get a ton of knitting done, but I got that all set up. I got my little Nomies back, so I'm pretty happy about that. So hopefully it's a slightly better looking setup now. So there's that. Okay, not sure where I was going with all that. I'm a little off today. All right, guys. So yeah, I think I was talking about my Sassy Advent wrap. I have all of my knits out. Yes, I was gonna wear something different, but you know what? This is my Advent knit from 2 years ago. This was all the Northern Pearl. This was an Advent that I did. It was a 24-day Advent. They were all 10-gram minis. And then the white I just held with mohair. This is by Cozy Up Knits, the pattern. And it's just got all these pretty stitch designs. It's super pretty. I talked about it last time, so I'm not going to go into great detail, but do check out Cozy Up Knits. They have a new one out for this year, and I do believe that they have another one the same 2 years ago when they did the Sassy Advent. They did another Advent one as well, so go check them out. So I'm wearing that. I've been wearing the heck out of this every time I go out. I just throw this on over a hoodie or under my jacket. It's just so snuggly and warm, and I love the singles here, like the colors, the minis, they're not held with the mohair, but just the little white bits that do have the mohair, it just adds that extra bit of warmth, and I love it. So I decided that I wanted to wear it today. We're in the holiday spirit, we're in the Christmas spirit, so I thought it was cheerful, and I just love it. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on into finished objects. So I did show these socks the last time. These are the Hyack socks by Kim Swingle, and I finished them. They are a worsted weight pattern, and they are just gorgeous. Don't mind the cat here. So I modified the pattern just slightly. The original pattern has just one stripe of black. I have chosen to do two, so I modified this area a little bit, but I just prefer having the two stripes. It just looks better. It has a pretty ribbed stitch pattern, slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset. The yarn that I'm using is Patton's Classic wool. It's very inexpensive. I just picked it up at my local Michael's store. And yeah, so I still have a fair bit of this left, and I definitely have a lot of the black left. So after Christmas, I think that I would like a pair for myself. So I think, and God help me for suggesting this, but I am gonna do the socks vice versa. So where the gray is here, I would do black, and then I would do the striping in the gray and do the heel and toe. Working with black yarn, I know I'm crazy, but I want to use up all the yarn, and I really like the feel of these. I really like thick socks, so I think I would like to use up the yarn to do a second pair. So that's them. I know I don't have enough yarn to do the same thing even if I made them a bit shorter. At least I don't believe I would. But anyways, we'll see what happens. But here, these are done. This is a Christmas gift, so I've now taken finished project pictures of them, so I can gift them. So that's pretty exciting. So that is my second gift knit. The third one is still in progress, and I haven't brought it today because I kind of messed up on it. I wasn't paying attention. So I didn't bother bringing it because there's just not that much to share. And the other one is a work in progress, which you will see shortly. So Hyak Socks, Kim Swingle, I think the name is. I'll have it linked down below. The Hyak socks are awesome. I believe I knit these on a 3.5 for my gauge. I believe they're knit on a 3.75. So they do work up pretty quickly. And I love them. They're awesome. I've made a couple pair of these now, and you can't go wrong with them. They're pretty awesome. Okay. So the next thing I have to show, I have to grab because I forgot to bring it over. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I finished a pair of mittens this past week. So my friend, he has had frostbite in the past, really bad. So as soon as the cold weather starts to hit and he touches anything like metal and that, his hands like really burn, and it seems like it's getting worse. So he already has mittens. I knit him a new pair every year. However, he wanted fingerless mittens, and then I asked him if he would like to try like convertible mittens where they're fingerless, but it also has the top piece that can flip over. And he's like, yeah, that would be really awesome. So I went online and I found a pattern. It's by Brown Sheep Company, and I believe it is a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it. It is called the One Skein Mitten. So it uses 8mm needles, knitting needles, and it uses super bulky yarn. So I had picked up a ball of Lion Brand Wool Ease in the Toasted Almond colorway, and I picked up two skeins of it. I wasn't really I think I was gonna knit mittens for myself, but there is enough to knit a second pair. So here is the one that I did. So here's the Toasted Almond colorway. I picked this up at Walmart. I just thought it was so pretty. It's browns and blacks. It's just so pretty, right up my alley. And it's perfect for a guy too, because, you know, manly colors. So I did do the second one. So as you can see, it looks like a mitten, but it's got the piece that flips down into the convertible top. So I will put one of them on here so you can kind of get an idea. And the pattern is one size only, so I did have to make some modifications slightly. So for a woman, I have slightly bigger hands. it said to cast, okay, I won't say the cast on number just in case it is a paid for pattern, but I'm pretty sure it was free. I casted on a couple more stitches than what it called for because I thought it was turning out small. And I'm glad I did. It's snug, but it still has a good amount of room in it. So it fits just nicely. The one thing I did as many rounds as it called for. For here, I did add on for the cuff. I'm pretty sure I doubled my cuff because I know that I like a longer cuff that's gonna go under my jacket. So I did double that up. And the other modification I did was the thumb. So I pretty much doubled that as well, and maybe a couple extra rows. And I was really upset because I kind of knew this in my mind as I was knitting it. I did the amount of rows that the pattern called for, and I was like, you know, that looks really short, and I tied it all off. And if you've ever worked with Lion Brand, I already put my ends in, but it's not the best, and it's super bulky yarn to begin to add to that. So I had so much trouble picking out the way I wove in my ends. All that to say, it was a nightmare to get it undone, but I did it. So I had to rip back the thumb and redo it. So I doubled it for sure. So I had to modify that. So if you do this pattern, you definitely want to check your thumb before you close it off, for sure. But I did not modify this. I did the rows that they said. I get it will stretch out. It fits my hand perfectly, but I think it fits his hand all right too. I haven't really asked. He's worn them a couple times now and he hasn't complained about it, but I would probably add a couple rows before you decrease as well to that if you got bigger hands. So these were knit for a man, and like I said, I have slightly larger hands for a lady too, so those are modifications that I have made. You might not have to make them. They might be better for you, but do try it on before you close off your ends because it can be a nightmare. But overall, it is a wonderful pattern. I really liked it. Yeah, they're super quick. It took an hour to knit one mitten. So it's pretty easy construction. You don't have to sew anything on. You just, once you knit up to here, you do like some purl rows. So there is a left hand and a right hand, obviously, but you do some purl rows and then you just pick up the stitches and then you knit the little convertible top. So I think they're cute. I think they're pretty awesome. I did have to go into the second ball. One ball would probably have knit this pair, but because I had, there's a stitch pulled already. That's okay. He's worn them a couple times now. I'm fine with that. But one ball would have made this pair, except I had to pull this back, so there was some waste, and I had to go into the second ball. So I should have enough to make myself a pair of mittens. If I do, I will probably follow the same pattern. I might make the cuff a tiny bit shorter to compensate for the yarn that I already used, but I definitely won't do a convertible top. I definitely need a full mitten. I have no use for fingerless mittens. They're kind of useless for me. If I'm gonna wear mittens, it's because my hands are frozen, which they normally are. So I want full-on mittens, but I think I have enough to do those for myself. But regardless, Brown Sheep Company, I will link it below. One skein, and they're pretty awesome, super bulky. So within a couple hours, if you are like really focused on it, you got yourself a beautiful pair of mittens. And I really love this yarn. It's really nice. So there we go. That's my second finished object. And now I'm gonna go to works in progress. I do have a hoe though. All right. So this is another Christmas gift that I am working on. And I put my sock blockers over there, so I'm not going to put it on a sock blocker. But this, I don't even think I showed this last time I podcasted. I don't think I had casted this on just yet. This is the Morning Coffee Socks by Kay of Crazy Sock Lady. Oh my gosh. Kay the Crazy Sock Lady. So it's just a very beautiful ribbed sock. I've had this one in my library for so long, and I'm not sure why I haven't done it. I do love rib socks. They're very vanilla knit for me. So I'm not sure why I didn't do it. New shiny things probably, but it's a very wonderful pattern. So I got the first sock done. So for this one, I did follow the pattern. I did 20 rows for the cuff. It's a 1x1. I just followed what the pattern had said. I did not do as many repeats for the leg because this is pretty long for me. I normally don't do this long of a leg. They're not for me, but I would probably hate myself if I went even longer for the leg. So I did that. So my cuff, heel, and toe are in the contrast color. It's a slip stitch heel flap. And on here, and I don't remember where I had got this from, but I got my little Starbucks progress keeper on here. I love it. Gotta have your morning coffee. So this set here, we had picked up in the summertime in Kingston at the Pearl and J. And Joan, if you're watching, hi. So it's pretty funny for two reasons. One, the person that is receiving this gift picked out the yarn, and I don't know if he remembers picking it out or not, but he went in to get a skein of yarn for me, and he came out and he was like, "Can you knit me a pair of socks?" And I was like, "Sure." And with moving and everything, I just had never gotten around to it. So he is very knit worthy and he loves his knitted socks. So I saw it and I'm like, okay, he's getting them for Christmas. So, and he doesn't know about it. So he had picked out this skein of yarn, which is Lily and Pine, who is an indie yarn dyer out in Alberta. And this one is on her Day Lily sock, which is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon. Let me see here. It's 115 grams, 420 yards, and it comes with a 25 gram mini. And it is in the Oh Christmas Tree colorway, which I hadn't even realized that it was a Christmas colorway until I looked at the label. So that's kind of funny. But I have the second one casted on. So this was the mini. It's just a pretty brown that's getting blown out. There we go. That's more true. And then there is the 100 gram. And it's just this beautiful green and teal and brown speckle. It's very, very pretty. I really like this one. So I got the second one casted on. I have, what, 9 days left, I think? Something like that to finish them. I'm pretty confident that I can get it done. So here is what I have. I have done the cuff, I should say, for the second sock. So now I'm ready to go add the green in and start the body of the sock. So I'm pretty confident I can get this done. So that is going, and that is very relaxing to work on. And to be honest, it's pretty much flying off the needle. I really like the base of the yarn. It feels very plump, and I just think they're gonna make the most awesome socks. I I have these beautiful stitch markers, and I'll just share them with you quickly. This was part of my Advent, and let me just put this down so I can show it properly. It's just a pretty moon with a star, and it's got these pretty flower stitch markers. And I love putting these little round stitch markers on to separate for my my instep when I go to pick up my gusset stitches. So I thought that it kind of matched the yarn, so it came in this little container. So I just got that in there, so that's making me extra happy as I knit on them. So I'll put this back away. So that is the Morning Coffee Socks by Kay Crazy Sock Lady, and I am thoroughly enjoying the pattern. I think I will definitely be doing more of that pattern in the future. That's really fun. If you like rib texture. If you don't, then maybe it's not the pattern for you. But yeah, I love vanilla socks, but rib socks are kind of my jam. It just keeps interest, but it's still pretty simple. Okay, so I will go on into another pair of socks. I have worked on my festive socks, which is a Arnie and Carlos yarn. So this one here is, if you've worked with Regia, it's more of a rustic feeling yarn, but the socks soften up nice when you wash them, and they're hard wearing. And I just wanted Christmas socks, and it's a beautiful Christmas colorway. I showed this on the last podcast, so I won't go into too deep of detail. This is another little yarn cozy that came in my Advent. Loving it. So I haven't worked on these a great deal, but I did get a little bit of progress on them. So I think last time I had just picked up my gusset, and now I have finished, hold it this way, it's a bit easier. I have now finished the foot, and I'm about to add the toe in. So yeah, I have no idea why I wouldn't have just put the toe in and had this as a hoe, but it didn't happen. It just didn't happen, and that's okay. So hopefully I can finish these for Christmas and maybe be able to wear them for Christmas. But I have my National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Progress Keeper. It says Merry Christmas, shitter's full, best part of the movie. Love that part. This was a Progress Keeper by Whimsy and Sassy. She is a maker from Ontario. You can find her on Etsy. So yeah, nothing too special about these socks. It's just I cast on 64 stitches. I did the leg, well, 2x2 cuff for 20 rows, I think. And I did the leg, and then before I picked up, before I did my heel flap, I decreased down to 56 stitches. I like room up here in the leg, but I want it more snug in the foot. I've talked about that a lot, so it's just what I do. And I will just show the tag right quickly, just in case you didn't see the last podcast and you're curious about the yarn. It is a self-patterning yarn. And the color number is 03760. I love it. Picked it up a few years ago, and I had been meaning to cast it on and just never got around to it. So I figured this year for Christmas I would, and I'm enjoying it. So that is still the first sock. So hopefully I will be able to work on that and get it done. Life's just been busy and I've had no time, so that's okay. All right, so I have technically 2 more. So I'm just gonna go on into continuing the Christmas theme. I'm going to show you my Advent. So we are calling it, my best friend and I, we're doing what we call the Nomi Friendship Advent. So if you're curious, Nomi, we're best friends. I've known Angel for a couple years now, and she is definitely my ride or die. I love this woman. We get along so well. We are so alike, and no matter how crazy and bonkers we both are, yeah, I love her. She's awesome. I love you. I love you. So we decided to do an Advent and do it from stash and then add in some little goodies and such. So I think I shared this the last time. Part of my day one gift to her was a project bag. So I had found this really cute print with these woodland animals. So I just made a project bag, and because we like to do matchy-matchy, I of course made myself one. And then I just got like a beige interior. So I'm not spoiling an Advent for anybody because we just chose stuff from our stashes, and I am loving what she has put together here. It is truly beautiful. It is all her hand-dyed yarn, so that makes it even more special. So I do have what was in today's Advent. So every other day we have yarn, and then the off days we have like just little knickknacks or candy, stuff like that. So today was actually yarn day, so I'm super excited. I'll show you what it was in a minute. So we decided, since there was going to be, they are 10-gram minis and there's 12 of them, we picked out a shawl pattern, and I know it's called, I should have looked this up before we started. I think it's called the mini, I'm not even gonna butcher it. I will put it across the screen here and link it below. Sorry guys, I'm a bad podcaster today, but it's a beautiful shawl and it's super easy. So here is what I have so far, and it is so mindless and it's working out very beautifully. So it is going to be an asymmetrical shawl, which is one of my favorites. And this is it so far. So you start off at the tip down here with so many stitches, and then as you work up, it's just got a beautiful, it's stockinette and pearl, like stockinette with garter ridges. I think you can really see it too good on the green there. Can you see it better here? You see those garter ridges? So it's super easy. So all we are doing is, there is instructions. The shawl is pretty much a stash buster. I believe it was an Advent shawl as well. But all we're doing is we just continue knitting the pattern repeat, but as soon as we are done one color, we just add in the next. So it's kind of like color blocking. So we're not fading or nothing like that. We both considered fading, and then we were like, no, it's too much. And it honestly is. I just want something mindless. So it has these pretty picots that are added in during the repeat, which I have modified. I did the picot that was in the pattern several times, and I just didn't like the way it looked, so I just modified, and I'm doing my own thing with that. And the other modification is on this side here. I am doing a slip one on my turn. That way I have an I-cord edge. It just looks a little bit neater. Didn't really like the way I didn't like the way it looked without it, so I am doing that. But otherwise I am following pattern. So yeah, you can add in, the shawl is written, like I said, where you can add in all sorts of scraps. So as soon as you run out of a color, you can put in a new one, and it's pretty awesome that way. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, but it is pretty awesome. And if you're looking for just something that's very basic and you want to use your advent, this might be something that you're curious if you love shawls. I love my shawls, and I'm really gonna love this one. So this was day 1, day 3, day 5, and so on and so forth. It's just beautiful. And then we got this pretty one here. So this one, this gray here, this was from the day before. I fell a little bit behind, like I said, was busy organizing yesterday, so I didn't really have a lot of time to knit. So I still have a little bit left of this color. And then today's little mini skein came with another purple, and Angel knows me well. I love my purples. So it came with this beautiful skein here. And Angel's favorite color is teal, and it's got the teal mixed in with it, and it's got some little speckling in there. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. And then she's also been including these little stickers, and this one says "Knit Happens." How beautiful. And I love these. So I was hoping that I could put these on my tablet case, but it doesn't work because my tablet case has these indentations in it, so they won't stay on there. So I was like, what am I gonna do with my stickers? So I'm actually decorating my computer tower. It was just plain Jane, so now I'm like putting all my stickers on it, and yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Maybe after Advent's done, I will take a picture of it to share it with you guys. This one I haven't put on, but this one was from the other day. It says crochet all day. So pretty. I'm not a huge crocheter, but I have been doing it a lot more lately, so that one's pretty cool. So there was that one as well. So yeah, that is my Advent wrap or shawl, and I cannot wait to see what colors are coming next and then finally finish it to wear it. I think it's going to be pretty sweet. I love it. So at the end of it, it has the picots coming up the one edge here. Once you go to bind it off, it will have picots as well, which I will do. It does take a little bit longer, but I will do it because I think it looks cute. So like I said, bad podcaster, I apologize, but I will have it below. So there is that one. Pretty exciting stuff. I just love Advent season. It's so much fun, especially if it's a yarn one. I don't care so much about the chocolate or anything like that, although it's good. Angela has been including lots of yummy ones. She's including turtles, which are my favorite. So yeah, that it is pretty exciting, don't get me wrong, but it's all about the yarn. So there is that one. And I am going to share one more with you guys. I don't think we're doing too bad for time. So I actually put my Turtle Dove 2 back into circulation. The Turtle Dove is a pattern by Espace Tricot, and it is a free pattern at that. It's pretty popular. There is the Turtle Dove and then the Turtle Dove 2, and I can't remember the differences between the two patterns. I think the Turtle Dove is more of a crew neck, where the Turtle Dove 2 has the slightly higher neck on it. I think that's the only difference. It's a worsted weight pattern. Like I said, it's free, but all of us Pastry Co., if you aren't aware, they used to have a yarn shop in Montreal. I think Montreal, Quebec for sure. The shop is still going, but it's been taken over by new owners, but they still have patterns on Ravelry and such, and they are beautiful patterns, very popular patterns, and they're all free, which just blows my mind because they're like really good. But all that to say, I casted on the Turtle Dove 2. I believe I had done this maybe in the spring, can't remember, but this is what I have so far. I definitely did the neck a little bit shorter. It's got a twisted rib neck on it. And it does have a deep raglan. So I've already split for the sleeves and I got a good chunk of the body done on it. So you can see I've like that much past the sleeve separation. So I thought I would share it with you. You can kind of see here. That's where the progress keeper is, where I was last time. So I haven't got a ton of progress on it, but I did get some on it. So I thought I would share it with you because this is one that I want to commit to finishing and getting off the needles because I really want to wear it. It would be so good for Christmas, wouldn't it? But I don't think that's going to happen. But I just want it done because there's other sweaters that I want to knit and get done. So we'll see. I'm holding myself accountable on this one. So, Turtle Dove 2 by Pastry Co. free pattern. And now I will go on into stash enhancement. And if you're not interested in this part, I totally understand. You can just sign off now. I will see you again in 2 weeks' time. But if you would like to stay for this part of the podcast, this is the second part of the gift that was sent to me by Nancy. And she sent the mug along, but she also sent along this beautiful project bag. This is a Knit Picks bag, and I just love it. I don't have this one yet. I do have a few of the Knit Picks ones, but I don't have this one. So that was a lovely surprise. I won't show the card. But she also sent along some yarn. And I'm so thrilled because I showed you Lillian Pine earlier in the Christmas socks. Well, she sent more of it. I really love Lillian Pine. I've got quite a few of hers, but I don't have this one yet. It's just got these electric neon colors, speckles. This one here is also on the Daylily base. It's an 80/20 superwash merino nylon. It is 115 grams and it is called 420 yards, and the colorway is called Big Top. How awesome is that? I did a cowl. It was an advent cowl in a similar color to this, but I know this isn't the one. Lillian Pine has a lot of like electric colors, like neon colors, bright colors, but I don't think this is the same one. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. I love it. What's it gonna be? I'm not sure yet, but I love it. And then she also sent along a little mini skein, and this is called Emma's Yarn, which I have never used before. I've heard of before, but I've never used. So it's Emma's Yarn, and it's called Splendid Singles Halves. So it is a single ply yarn, and it is called Blair Rose 200 yards per 50 grams, 100% superwash merino. So there's the little tag. So this one here, because it is a single, I can't use it in socks because it doesn't have nylon. That would not hold up. So I will definitely be saving this for maybe a cowl or a shawl, something like that. But it does go beautifully together, does it not? So maybe this has to be a shawl of some sort. So they're very beautiful. Thank you so much, Nancy, for such such a kind gift because this just made my day. The mug was just absolutely perfect, and the yarn is even more perfect. So thank you so very much. I absolutely love it. I have the best subscribers. The knitting community is just the best, absolute best. You guys blow me away. Okay, before I get too emotional, I am going to sign off. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. I probably won't speak to you until probably just before the new year, 2 weeks time. So until then, enjoy your Advents, enjoy your knitting and crochet time, family time, and I will see you then. Show notes down below. Love you guys. Bye.